Intro. Welcome to our YouTube video looking into military movements, a key foreign policy issue in Ukraine. In this episode, we will be exploring reports of military presence near the Dnipro River, China's ambassador questioning the sovereignty of the post-Soviet states, Russia's potential to disrupt the Black Sea grain deal, a record-paced increase in Europe's military spending, US visa denials to Russian journalists, Russia's call to citizens to avoid travel to Canada, the socialite wife of a Russian deputy defense minister, and Russia's new military recruitment drive. Act 1. In a report from the Institute for the Study of War, it is suggested that Ukraine's military has set up positions on the eastern side of the Dnipro River near Kherson city in an attempt to try to dislodge Russians from positions they are using to shell and shoot at Kherson. Furthermore, China's ambassador to France sparked anger in Eastern Europe and Ukraine, along with a rebuke from Paris and the EU, after suggesting countries that emerged after the fall of the Soviet Union don't have effective status under international law. Act 2. With Russia's potential movement to disrupt the Black Sea grain deal, former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev stated that if the G7 were to move to ban exports to Russia, Moscow would terminate the deal. Evidently, this is incredibly significant due to it enabling vital grain exports from Ukraine. Act 3. Moving on to Europe's military spending. Global security researchers reported that military spending had grown to a level unseen since the Cold War following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Unsurprisingly, this generated the highest ever record expenditure, reaching $2.24 trillion, equating to 2.2% of the world's GDP. Act 4. Following this news, the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov claimed Washington was denying US visas to Russian journalists who were meant to accompany him to UN headquarters. He also said, "We won't forget, we will not forgive this." Act 5. As a response, Russia is advising citizens to avoid travel to Canada. Citing numerous examples of discrimination against Russian citizens, violence included, the country's foreign ministry said. Moreover, anti-Kremlin protesters spanning Paris called for EU sanctions on the socialite wife of the Russian deputy defense minister, whom they accuse of bypassing sanctions and living a luxury lifestyle. Act 6. Last but not least, the Russian Defense Ministry is appealing for real men in a military recruitment drive. The Russian defense minister has launched a major drive for volunteer recruits in order to attract more fighting-age citizens to the country. Additionally, Russia's defense ministry captured 3 districts in the western part of Bakhmut in eastern Ukraine, further reinforcing the military capabilities with part of the Wagner mercenary group. Conclusion. In conclusion, our video today has highlighted military movements and foreign policy in Ukraine, a topic that has created increasing discord between states and allies. Whilst Russia continues to become a powerful player willing to use their military presence to influence international relations, many countries have spoken out against their actions. As developments change constantly in uncertain times, be sure to check in with our channel to keep up to date with the latest news.